Hello everyone, the MLG Skylander Man 36 here today, and today we are reacting to Monokuma versus Korosensei, and this is a fan battle. This is a very interesting matchup from a standpoint for me because I know both the game and anime. I kind of say with Monokuma, this becomes more the fact could Korosensei find Junko before he actually gets tired. But then again, it could be also the fact it's just going to be AI Junko, which this really leads to the Monokuma just being controlled by the AI, which it really varies on what you do with Monokuma, because as I said, you have Junko who actually does control Monokuma in the actual first game, but then of course, as we all know in spoilers, she dies, and then of course in the second game, it's an AI that controls the second one. Now, there was the Spare Girls, which I really don't know if they'll count this one here, but then again, they could. Then you got the third game, which was just a whole TV show, I guess. V3 felt weird. V3 felt weird between the other two games and the Spare Girls, which is really interesting to say from my mouth. And then, of course, there's Korosensei, a teacher who basically teaches students to actually defend themselves and to even help the ones that were having struggles. It's interesting to see a teacher like this because it's the fact that most teachers nowadays, which I've heard, just don't level up to their students like how Korosensei did, and actually teaching them skills and life lessons that can help them along the way and journey. And of course, also keeping their assassination training up to date. That's actually crazy to me in a way for an anime. It's really It really feels like with this fight, though, it's evil teacher versus good teacher, which to me, it's more like I kind of think of it more like a student versus a teacher, because the fact that Monokuma is just a robot controlled by Junko. But that's just me. But enough of my ranting. Let's get straight into the video.
Monokuma, Danganronpa's headmaster of despair. Korosensei, target and teacher of the assassination classroom. They say your time in school can determine your future, but in this case, it might determine the future of the whole world. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Junko Inashima was just a teenager, and
Okay, so we are covering
she was
Junko.
bored of it all.
Okay.
Everything was so predictable. That's because in this world, certain gifted individuals known as ultimates wielded ultimate talents, special traits amplified to the highest degree. In Junko's case, her talent of ultimate analyst let her always predict everything and anything that would happen. While it would certainly come in handy, it drove her insane. Always able to anticipate every little thing. She fell into complete mind-numbing despair. And yet, she found solace in it. She could feel something. And, driven mad, she sought to drag the rest of the world into despair with her, using her analytical lens to pass herself off as the ultimate fashionista. Switching her epithet to the ultimate despair behind the scenes, Junko decided that she'd need a mascot. Enlisting the help of fellow psychopath Monica Toa, Junko would create the new face of despair.
So weird.
Monokuma, a sadistically gleeful little devil with a sick sense of humor and a penchant for tormenting and teasing. This cutesy-looking bear was in fact a mechanical menace that Junko could remotely pilot, and one of the deadliest forces on the planet. As if that wasn't bad enough, in addition to this primary Monokuma model, countless more Monokuma units were produced, giving Junko access to a veritable army. Though the headmaster Monokuma units remained heads and shoulders above the drones in terms of their capabilities. With them, Junko was able to bring the world to its knees in the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Or just the tragedy for short. As part of this collapse, Junko would abduct 15 fellow ultimates from the esteemed school of Hope's Peak Academy, hijacking the curriculum with her own fiendish plot, a killing game. With a Junko-controlled Monokuma acting as their headmaster, these students were forced into a life-or-death situation, one by one being coerced and succumbing to despair, and one by one they would begin to claim each other's lives. But in the end, hope would persevere, and the survivors of Hope's Peak would escape the killing game, killing Junko and stopping her for good by uncovering the secrets of Hope's Peak and learning the truth. Monokuma, on the other hand, yeah, he wasn't done though. Turns out, before she died, Junko uploaded a backup consciousness of herself into Monokuma. Effectively, she was now Monokuma, twisted glee and all. Monokuma would go on to battle the efforts of the World-Saving Future Foundation in a constant war of hope and despair. He'd set up more killing games as well, always seeking to teach a class of pure violence, ruling over his students with an iron fist as their self-proclaimed headmaster. Easy enough to claim the title when the actual headmaster of Hope's Peak was killed, by Monokuma, of course, by being launched into space. While Monokuma's crazy strong on his own, he has a knack for advanced, personalized death traps, like the blast-off rocket, which sends its victim hurtling into the stars before crashing back down for a gruesome end. The execution's so nice, he's used it twice. His execution traps are incredibly varied, and always designed with a sick sense of irony for the victim, and he's able to whip one up at a moment's notice. They can pelt someone with hundreds of baseballs, smush them with a fire truck, simply summon spears from the ground, or even liquefy a victim into butter. How did he get them whipped up so quickly? Well, he's crazy fast, of course. He's able to move fast enough to appear in two places at once. His rocket could leave the atmosphere in a matter of seconds, and he was able to fight the world's best mouse artist, Sakura Ogami, to a draw. Even lesser Monokuma units can keep up with people like Komaru Naegi, who's capable of dodging point-blank EM waves, and Headmaster Monokuma should be way above them. Speaking of those drones, in addition to the army he has on beck and call, Monokuma has plenty of backup bodies his AI could upload into should his host one be destroyed. But good luck even destroying one Headmaster unit. A different Monokuma model, the Big Bang Monokuma, was able to launch its head with enough force to part the clouds in the sky, a feat requiring 2.3 megatons of TNT worth of energy. That's basically like a hydrogen bomb going off. Not surprising when this Titan can punch down skyscrapers. And, as it might sound, this Kaiju-sized mech is still weaker than a Headmaster unit. The Big Bang model was defeated by Toko, who's weaker than Sakura, and remember, Headmaster Monokuma could fight Sakura to a draw. And of course, thanks to Junko's AI, Monokuma has access to her ultimate analyst talent, and can perfectly read and predict any situation he may find himself in. So, yeah, this bear is stupid strong, stupid fast, and has a whole army of himself. He's got claws capable of tearing through solid steel as well, and each unit is equipped with a potent self-destruct. His army is also as varied as his trap set. Rotund ball units, feral beast units, destructive bomber units, pyromaniacal destroyer units, defensive guard units, and of course the aforementioned Big Bang unit. Though it's not actually a robot and requires a pilot. In an alternate timeline, well, sorta, kinda, it's complicated, but it may actually be the same timeline, just roll with it. Anyways, in a sorta but not really alternate timeline, he has 5, children.
Oh, Lord.
The Monokubs, each of which pilots a powerful mech known as an Exasol, equipped with an arsenal of powerful weaponry. He also has access to the Despair video, a special video he can broadcast that brainwashes anyone who sees it into serving despair, though he still needs a screen to actually put it on. What he doesn't need a screen for are his flashback and blackout lights. Using the flashback light, Monokuma can implant false memories in someone, and the blackout light can totally wipe someone's memories clean. All he has to do is sign it in their face and poof, their memories get scrambled. Somehow, despite all of this, Monokuma would eventually be defeated. Her own one day.
Interesting. Things are getting very interesting indeed. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a teddy bear. I am Monokuma. And I am this school's headmaster.
For Class 3E of Kunokigaoka Junior High School, it was the end. That's what the E in 3E stands for. End. E-Class was where the bottom-of-the-barrel troublemakers and slackers found themselves. and it was basically a death sentence for one's future. But soon, a much more literal death sentence was hung over their heads. One day, out of nowhere, a massive explosion blew away most of the moon, blasting it into a permanent crescent. And it wouldn't be long until the cause of this revealed himself. This 3-meter-tall yellow octopus man somehow claimed to be human, and equally claimed to be responsible for the moon's destruction, threatening Earth with the same fate if they couldn't kill him within the year. Try as they might, the government couldn't lay a finger on him. He could dodge whole walls of gunfire, outrace supersonic fighter jets, and yank missiles right out of the sky. His top speed was recorded at reaching upwards of Mach 20. He's also insanely tough, being able to absolutely power through gunfire, explosions, impalement, the works. But this creature made a deal that no one was quite sure of the motive for. He would stay in one place and allow any attempts on his life, and in exchange, he would be granted permission to teach E-Class. The government warily accepted, with the students of E-Class being told that killing him would be encouraged, with a bounty on the line. The government even supplied the students with special anti-tentacle weaponry, and thus would begin the relationship of the assassination classroom, a world where everyone had two roles, student and assassin, and teacher and target. Yeah, the students didn't have much luck. Try as they might, all their attempts came up short. No one could make a dent on him, though he seemed to encourage it. He was a shockingly good teacher, helping E-Class with both their education and their own personal goals, even giving them advice and pointers on how to kill him, though he still wasn't going to make that easy for them. It was these students that would give him his name, Korosensei, meaning unkillable teacher. Unkillable is right. Not only is he crazy fast, but he can fly, regenerate limbs, camouflage himself, fire energy beams, shed his skin as a protective cover, administer electric shocks, and even turn his body into a liquid. And his hidden ace, his absolute defense form. By compressing his mass together, Korosensei could become a nigh-indestructible sphere, capable of holding up to even nuclear bombs. Though, he's immobile in this form and is stuck this way for 24 hours, and he himself has admitted that he'd be vulnerable to, say, being launched into space. But good luck getting him to enter this form when, again, he can dodge and move at Mach 20. Having a top speed of Mach 20 comes in handy teaching, letting him grade stacks of paper in seconds and write tests just as fast. Or moving so fast that he leaves after images, letting him give personalized one-on-one advice to every student in the class at once. Wiz, I think that goes a bit beyond Mach 20. You'd be right. For as much as he says his speed caps at Mach 20, he's gone well above that with some of his showings. His accurate stunts can reach upwards of Mach 70,000, which is 8% the speed of light. Turns out, he was getting faster and stronger over time. Useful when more tentacled foes began coming out of the woodworks. He's fought people his weight plenty of times before, and came out on top every time thanks to his wits and cunning. Yeah, there's nothing he likes more than a good scheme. Except maybe, giving his opponents makeovers mid-fight. He's got a thing for colors, given his face changes hue to suit his mood. Normally it's yellow, but it can shift to represent any number of emotions. It can even ping his students for getting a question right or wrong, and his most common addition are green stripes when he's feeling superior or cocky. He's insanely smart, able to memorize every textbook in Japan down to the letter and reprogram world-class AIs. He's also a master of every school subject in sport, though he's especially fond of baseball. So, what's the deal with his tentacles anyways? And why did he want to become a teacher after blowing up the moon? Well, as it turns out, he wasn't lying about being human. Korosensei used to be the man known as the Reaper, the greatest assassin in the world with a body count in the thousands. A man who grew up in a life of strife, never knowing his true name. He was abducted and experimented on by evil scientists in the procedures that would give him his tentacles and superhuman abilities. And it was during this time that he'd make his first meaningful connection with the teacher Aguri Yukimura. It didn't end well. His first friend, his first love, was killed in front of him as he escaped from the lab that had abused them both. He couldn't save her. All this time, he had been thinking of ways to use tentacles to kill, but in a fleeting moment, he realized that he could be more than a killer. He could help, he could save, but he only had a short time to do it. Turns out, the antimatter used for experimenting on him made him unstable, and he would explode in 1 year's time, taking the world with him. It was actually an experiment on a lunar base gone horribly wrong that destroyed the moon. Not him. That part of his story was a lie. In her dying moments, Aguri had one wish, that Korosensei help ensure her beloved students got to graduate, that they got the future she knew they deserved.
Jesus.
And Korosensei promised her just that. Which brings us back to the start of our story. The moon destroyed, and a strange being becoming teacher of E-class, and the target of the assassination classroom. After all, assassination was as good of a lens to learn as any that he knew of. It's all he had known in his life, but he was changing that. He bonded with his students and grew to know what it meant to be a teacher. He knew he would die, but before he went, he wanted to ensure a future for the children he'd grown to exhaustion.
All things considered, I'd say it's been an exceptionally fun year.
Don't do that.
I say this with all sincerity.
Alright, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities. It's time for a final exam!
Alright.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Monokuma man. I really should have thought this rhyme through better.
Falling behind in our poetry, are we? You could stand to learn a thing or two from my students, you know.
Oh, not to worry. I'm sure they can teach me after I'm done teaching them. You brought your class up well. They'll make a wonderful next generation of despair.
Come now. This wouldn't be the first death trap I've saved them from.
But it will be the last. Wait, no. Forget it. Hi there. I'm Monokuma. I'm two answer better than one. How about 200?
Please, I've seen better attempts from junior high students. Alas, this grind isn't exactly furthering my goal. It's important to keep my eye on the prize, after all. I think you need some one-on-one time. Come with me now.
Now, you should know, just because some idiotic educators encourage their students to try to kill them, it is strictly against the rules to harm your headmaster.
Ah, it's a good thing you're not my headmaster then.
Behold, my awesome speed. I'm moving so fast that I'm in 2 places at once. Bet you can't do that, huh?
Wonderful start. Now, let me show you an example you can strive towards.
Hold me. I won't let go. My fur! My beautiful terror that, you fish market reject!
Might be tricky, given payday is still a ways away. Black's not quite my color. Not yet, anyways. You've got a bit of a fire hazard here, Headmaster.
Ho, ho, ho! Yes, I agree. Hold on, I can call someone for this. Yoo-hoo! A little to the left, and drop it!
Quite the set of wheels you've got here.
Hey! Who do you think pays for that insurance?
Oh, you won't have to worry about that after somebody burned the banks down.
Touche. But you really should keep your eyes on the road.
Oh dear.
Whee! Nothing like a little bit of Koro butter. What? No!
Now then, I've heard people say you are what you eat, but this is just ridiculous.
To me, my mighty spears of Gungar.
Now, it'll take more than that to...
You want to play, Tentacles? Then game on.
Batter up!
I told my wife I love her! You have a wife. Oh, yeah.
And you're out!
Looks like Monokuma's busting up again!
Wonderful. I'm sure there's no way this could go wrong.
Wow! At this scale, you're just the right size to make some sushi out of. Maybe I'll serve you up to your students. Oh! Or maybe I'll eat you in front of them myself. There's nothing a bear likes more than some good seafood. I have more students than I bargained for. I can afford to lose some. I think I'll make you watch as I tear their little heads off one by one. What do you think about that, huh?
No! Give me everything you've got! But you do not threaten my students!
Oh boy.
Give you everything I've got. Now hold on, that's my line. Wait!
Now then, let's end this professional disagreement once and for all. Ka-me.
Oh my god.
Like the reference game, are we? All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
Ha-me.
Hey, have you even seen the show we're on? That's not how that's supposed to go.
Ha!
Class dismissed.
Boo, 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 boo.
Oh, you-
And here I was ready for the second period.
Well, if it's a retake you want, I can take you on all over again tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, no. That simply won't do. No. I'm afraid that we have to go right now. Now's the best time.
Oh?
Yes, of course. Because now, it's punishment time!
Oh dear.
Take that, you stupid! Why are you smiling? Why are you laughing?
You didn't think your office would be my first stop, did you? Don't be ridiculous. I scanned the city and found where you were holding my students immediately.
What? But
Oh.
my children! The Exisals, they...
We're no match for a little reprogramming. Believe me, I have experience.
No matter. The video had been playing long enough. You still fail in the end, Sensei.
No, that's wrong. I confess, the video was a headache, but someone conveniently left some memory-altering lights laying around. A quick switcheroo of the video with directions to where to go without me.
think Mom
They were
was
all
here.
set. They're good kids, you know. This little bout has made quite a valuable distraction.
Well, I'm still going to enjoy killing you!
Wrong again, my Ursine enemy. I'm not going to give you that satisfaction. Children, if you're hearing this, well, I guess this is goodbye. Thank you for being such wonderful students. And thank you for filling this old assassin with hope in his last moments.
No! done! You'll all... I'll show this stupid class the meaning of despair if it's the last thing I... Oh, come on!
Let no one say I didn't go out with a bang.
Oh, shut up.
Pencils down! Oh, come on! We just got that thing fixed after the frog girl! While Korosensei may be an unstoppable force within the assassination classroom, it surprisingly just wasn't enough to stand up to Monokuma. Since it's Korosensei's focus, let's actually start with their speed. While one might assume Korosensei is leagues faster than Monokuma, they're actually pretty comparable. Monokuma units dodging EM waves and Korosensei blocking light are similar in speed, and if anything, Monokuma would actually have the edge. Korosensei would still definitely be zipping around faster, but Monokuma is shown to be able to react fast enough to tag him. And the tag from Monokuma would seriously hurt. Korosensei could trade blows with the Reaper, who could punch with the force of 730 tons of TNT, but Monokuma units weaker than the Headmaster could pout clouds with an energy yield of 2.3 megatons.
See,
over
this is so
3,000
me.
times Korosensei's
Would
power.
Monokuma not have the
And
ability to
despite
hurt him,
Koro's
though?
insane
That's what I'm
intelligence and
confused on.
skill,
Like-
Ultimate Analyst would ensure Monokuma could read him like a book in a fight, especially with an entire army occupying Korosensei. And even if Koro went against all odds and actually destroyed the Headmaster, there'd be plenty more backup bodies where that came from. Korosensei would have to kill someone thousands of times stronger than himself several times to win, whereas Monokuma just needed one good hit. And while Korosensei could resist some of Monokuma's instant kill options, like being able to survive buterification by becoming a liquid, he didn't really have a defense against the memory-altering lights, and those never came into play. His skill at reprogramming robots is also largely a non-factor, given the comparable speed between the two. Absolute defense form might be able to let Koro survive and force a stalemate, if he hadn't gone and specified that being launched into space would kill him, something Monokuma is definitely capable of doing. He could also potentially destabilize himself in an antimatter explosion, but doing so in a way that would actually kill Monokuma would be incredibly out of character and still ends with everyone dead. At best, it's a draw. And since Monokuma is a robot, Korosensei would eventually run out of stamina, something that's not an issue for a machine. Korosensei did have a wide array of abilities compared to what Monokuma had in his arsenal, but it wasn't going to be enough to stand up to a whole army. And it goes without saying, remember Korosensei didn't actually blow up the moon. Giving him that level of power would be incredibly disingenuous. Yeah, as much as it pains me, while he may be really cool, he's not a god. If it helps, he definitely won the moral victory at least. Well, it's something. Korosensei was one of the most skilled killers in the world, but Monokuma's strength and numbers were enough to leave him overwhelmed. I really hoped that Korosensei would win, but even he had to succumb to despair. Looks like the Reaper reached the end of his class. The winner is Monokuma.
Damn. Dang.
He'd grown up just like me.
Huh?
A boy was just like me.
Oh my god, no. No, it's Omni-Man versus... Oh, Pink Diamond. Oh, shoot. Shoot. That's more than interesting. Considering that Steven and Rose quirks, too. Oh. Oh, it's gonna switch back and forth. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I guess for me, it really gets me a lot with this matchup because, well, yes, Monokuma could do something like that. Though, could he have ever exploited that weakness, though? That's my thing. Could he ever exploit it? And not just that, I also question about the weapons because the government gave him specific weapons to use against Korosensei. And that's really something that, like, the Gundam Spears wouldn't hurt him. I would really doubt anything the other units would do, because it was stated with Korosensei. Like, literally in the analysis with the like, let's say the miniguns, for instance, took blank shots and he was still okay. He can't get exhausted, but he's still okay. Like, bro. I'm just surprised they didn't bring up the motion sickness in the train. He still managed to move. That's crazy. Oh, man. But in army, though. Dang. Alrighty. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed that reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Later.